This is the ceiling that the wilderness has built. Men only wear one pair of underpants. 500 days in the wild. Burn a brick with your bare hands. Lime refining. And build shelters with underfloor heating. They even invented soilless culture. Automatic fishing device. Fully realize a life of worry-free food and clothing. This is the blind who directly entered the wild area without buying equipment, in order to survive smoothly. He intends to make yourself a few handy tools first. I saw him skillfully pulling the vines. Got a nice container soon. Then he collected some of the finest clay. You can't live in the wild without water. Here we go. What he's going to make is a clay pot of water. After concave the shape a little bit, then comes the favorite part of drilling for wood and making fire. Although the program seemed to not prepare a lighter this time, but with the blessing of the blind monk's aid, no matter how hard the wood is, it can't stand the test. After successfully upgrading the flame, drain the soul of the pot, and then they heat it up and shape it. Although the shape is not well controlled, but fortunately, the pot was also successfully shaped. And then you sharpen the carbonized wood to collect termite nests. In order to build a shelter strong enough, the blind monk plans to make a brick burning kiln first. And I saw him making the size out of clay, supported by branches. Make the bottom trap. With this high density of gray sticky earth making furnace wall, it prevents cracking at high temperatures. The clay can then be raised in sequence, so as to achieve enough firing space. As the saying goes, rely on the mountain to eat the mountain. Draw on water. Surviving in the wild, have a pair of discerned balance. The wild food sugar hidden in this dead tree. Whether its nutritional value, it still tastes great. Just wrap it in leaves. Then it is wrapped in a thick layer of loess on the outside. Whether it is a staple food or a daily snack, they're all very good choices. After replenishing the full amount of positive energy, the blind monk met this stone somehow. Just a little sanding on the edges can cause unspecified damage to wood. Didn't expect him to enter the Stone Age so soon. Trees that have suffered 5,000 damage. The fool was released. After successfully obtaining a piece of wood, if you find it too troublesome, then come to the wardrobe. Then the blind monk polished small spout. It's used to chisel wood out, little by little, due to the insufficient length of the stone chisel. Next comes the knife. Charcoal is fired inside. Until the two ends are burned through. In this way, the restaurant can be in. A little carving with a chisel. You get a tailor-made grip. As the saying goes, there are more problems than solutions. Match the small feet of size 35. Gives this hemp rope some unique flavor. So far, a shadow tomahawk has come to the world. With its existence, even these 2.5 years old, trees become vulnerable. Even with precision cutting, can also handle ice. The blind monk cleaves the cut wood from. Engrave the two ends into latches again. The other two pieces of wood were burned with charcoal, so we can put them together. After a little binding, you get a mold to make the bricks. For easy dough, it also needs to be evenly sprinkled with charcoal after. With the help of the mold, you can get a regular mud brick in a few simple steps. The hallmark of human progress is learning to use tools. The blind monk evolves quickly. Otherwise, it might be him lying on a tree now. Due to the limited capacity of the kiln, so you need to put the first batch of mud bricks into the kiln first. And the firing process usually takes about 4 or 5 hours. Even this time, the blind monk made a large water tank out of clay. Soon after, a drop of kiln bricks was fired. Judging by the cracked sound, the fired bricks are of very high quality. It seems that this is not the first time the child has been kicked out of the house. Although each kiln firing requires a lot of time. But the moment you get the finished product, also very fulfilling. In order to improve the efficiency of firing, the blind monk opened a small stove next to him. I'm going to make a blower that increases firepower. I saw him wrapping the stick in clay. Get the shape of an air duct. And then aerodynamic. Shape the hood. Finally, seal the tread. After installing the pipeline, and we cut the bark as much air as we need. Then you cut the branch through it. Clamp and secure with rope. Just tried it. I almost blew myself a cold. To generate maximum wind, it is necessary to ensure the tightness of the wind cover as much as possible. Then assemble a framework. Used to fix the shaft. Using the principle of the boat, you can make a labor-saving lever. Selection of the blower. The flame temperature can reach 1000 degrees on line. Then the blind monk gathered some an bark. Ready to burn to quick. You just set the bark on fire. Wait until it's fully burned. Collect these white ashes. Filter out large particles of impurities with a rattan basket. Add an appropriate amount of water. And stir well. Then rub it into the shape of a braised lion head. You can put them in the kiln one by one. In order to accelerate the efficiency of firing, the blind monk collected some wood, piled them together to make charcoal. This carbon should be enough for him to last a while. Through the blower, keep the undead in the air. The temperature in the kiln can reach about 1100 degrees. Under the action of high temperature, the calcium carbonate in it can decompose calcium oxide. This is what we call quicklime. Finally, use a trick of bone cotton palm. Mash the gas into powder. In order to obtain cement with good adhesion, blind monks go to the river to collect the delicate river sand. After being fully mixed with lime, you can add water and stir it into cement. After a series of preparations, the construction of the shelter can finally begin. The blind monk uses a stick to dig out the outline of the sanctuary. Then collect some stones. The sprinkler is to prevent the cement from cracking. And we're going to use the rocks to follow the ditch. Laying the foundations of the shelter. With a solid foundation, you can start stacking the wall with bricks. Simple layers of bricks. It actually took the blind monk a year in Queensland. The firing and other cement are slightly dry. You can flatten the soil inside. Then continue to build the wall, high. Considering the problem of no clothes to wear in winter, he also set aside a fireplace vent on one side. At this point, the bricks made in front have also been used up. And then you start making mud bricks, and the process of cement. Fortunately, I have previous experience. This time, he quickly got a large pile of mud bricks. Unknowingly, the height of the wall has obscured his privacy. To make up for their altitude deficit, the blind monk made a simple scaffold. Use a piece of wood instead of eyebrow tattoos. Then you can stack the outline of the roof. Due to the lack of lighting facilities, so the blind monk was in no hurry to put up the roof. Instead, make the bed first. After building the border of the bed with bricks, fill it with soil. This saves construction materials. Then he piled a ditch of bricks. The other end is connected to the fireplace. Cover the pipe with stones. And then finally, the soil. As the saying goes, a cow on 30 acres. Wife and child, hot tongue head. This Kang head also had it. Just a wild wife and kids? And then the blind monk begins to build the roof. I saw he collected a pile of straight logs. Pile some cement on the wall first. Put the logs on it one by one. Fortunately, the brick wall below was neat enough. so that the wood can be placed parallel between them. After getting the frame of the roof, he bent the bamboo, and we get the tiles out of the mold. In order to ensure the water resistance of the tiles, he used much finer clay as the raw material. After each piece is made, installation holes should be punched on the top in advance. Put it by the fireplace to dry. If not dried, fired directly. It is easy to cause the mud embryo to break. Fortunately, the blind monk has time. The first batch of tiles was still very successful, because each piece is hard, so he was very careful when he stacked it. The material to fix the tiles he's going to use plantain trees. This plant is rich in plant fiber. Smash it little by little with a stick. Then scrub off the excess impurities inside. Do this 49 times. You get this uniform thickness of plant fiber. Finally, dry it in the shade for a day and night. You can rub and wrap it into hemp rope. The rope made in this way is strong and durable. Even if you use 10 con cotton, it will not be a problem, thanks to the fact that every tile is made of a mold. Make the effect of laying it very neat by cross-stacking each other while maintaining aesthetics. It can also effectively isolate rainwater. It's not half built yet, and you run out of tiles. The blind monk is in full swing again. The final capped tiles still need to be specially made. Make use of pre-dug earth pits. The shape of concave tiles into ours. Wait for a week to dry naturally. To be fired in the furnace. Finally, carefully place it in the center of the roof. So a red roof, you're done. And he spread it evenly on the ground, inlaid with bricks as a floor. The advantage of being in the wild is that all raw materials are purchased at 0 yuan. Let them produce these bricks without limit. Even the open space in front of the door has been upgraded, although the hut looks simple. In ancient times, that's a proper mansion. Next, the blind monk cut down a 2.5-year-old small tree, intended to be used to make gates. The first is to carve latches at either end of the wood. You burn holes in the sides with the charcoal. 2 branches on the nail as the shaft of rotation. After digging holes in the door frame, you can install the door shaft first, to make it easier to punch holes in the wood. The blind monk sharpened a gravel, then clipped to the top of the stake, and tied with a rope. Then he grinds a disc out of tiles. After punching the hole in the middle, put it on the shaft as a counterweight. Finally, tie the 2 ends with hemp rope. This results in a very labor-saving punching tool. With the help of a hole punch, let him drill small holes in these woods very quickly, and they hold it in place with nails made of wood. So you get the crack in the door. I was confused when watching the process. After seeing the results, all I can say is awesome. Then the blind monk gathered some dried reeds to weave a straw mat. With the continuous efforts of the blind monk, his life is gradually getting on track. To fill the stump, he dug out an ant nest after collecting these essences, and then it's cooked in the same way as the beggar chicken. This thing is bursting with pulp. It's the caviar of the land. Of course I want to live in the wild for a long time. Stable food also needs to be addressed. Source: I saw the blind monk digging a pit in front of the door, and lay the bricks on the bottom. Then lay a layer of wild cement. Go up a little bit around. What the blind monk is making is a pool. After all food depends on water. And he ended up paving the area with bricks. Now it's a bit of a luxury villa, in order to prevent other animals from breaking into their gardens. He went to collect a lot of stones again, and it was used to fence the yard. The most accessible meat in the wild is definitely fish. The blind monk polishes the stone with tiles, make for such discs, and he went and collected some gum. After it is burned, it can be used as an adhesive. So the 4 discs are put together. You get a reel of a wilderness board. Then tie 3 sticks to the side. Convenient for subsequent fixation. As for the hook, you can use bamboo branches instead. After everything is ready, you can fix the reel to the column. To avoid waiting time, the blind monk hangs a stone on his stick. So if there's a fish-heavy hook, the reel will drive the stone to keep tapping. The pot has to say, the blind monk is really a master of time management. Toss the hook, what to do. Everything is equal to sounding the alarm. The other side can be seamlessly connected to fill the pond with water. Too late, too soon. There was a crisp clicking sound from the reel. Judging by the tight fishing line, it shouldn't be small. Sure enough, the first catch was a catfish as big as an arm. Just threw the hook back into the water. The alarm goes off again. It's only been a day. The blind monk fell into most of the bucket. You can enjoy it slowly after raising it. But you can't just eat fish. Nutritional balance must also be taken into account. So the blind monk's mind opened up. With these perforated pots, it's going to develop soilless culture. After the pottery pot is fired, you cut the sweet potato into small pieces. Before planting, you also need to add sweet potatoes. Put the pieces in a damp place and wait to germinate. During the period, water it from time to time. Wait until the sweet potato seedlings germinate. It can be transplanted into a small pot, where it with sticks when you're done. Put it on the pool and touch the water. The droppings of the fish inside to provide nutrients for plants. The endless sweet potatoes can also be fed to small fish. Isn't this proper ecological farming? I mean, you could have a life like this. The idle blind monk. I go to the wild area every day. Today he accidentally found a nest of quail eggs. This is literally cutting shit to watercress. Shit luck. It seems that there will be Orleans cuisine in the future. As time goes by, sweet potato seedlings gradually grow into talents, and the blind monk has wasteland ahead. He succeeded in soilless cultivation. Got pumped sweet potatoes. Today is the 500th day that Wang Seng has come to the wilderness. To celebrate having lasted so long, a sumptuous dinner must be arranged. The first is to mash the sweet potatoes. Then make sweet potato pizza. And catch the largest fish. Put it directly on the fire and bake. Because the fruit tree in front of the door has long been salivated. So he uses his superb craftsmanship. Weave a picker. Just pull the rope gently. You can put the fruit in the bag. Don't say much, just open it. Easy. You can catch 500 grams of wild star fruit per caddy. Chop it up and put it in a bowl. At this time, the grilled fish is also just out of the oven. Peel off the skin. Chop out the tender fish inside. Take off the fish and put it in a bowl. After adding some water, put it on the fire and simmer. The current blind monk? It's not just about filling his stomach. You can see it in his swollen ass. Out. His life here can be described as diligent and interesting. Believe in the sense they are. A whole new species will emerge from this land. Plant.